Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have to tell you, my heart is just racing thinking about what is coming down the pike for our beloved Port Charles families between August 10th and the 21st. It feels like just yesterday we were watching these characters navigate simple misunderstandings, but now the stakes are higher than ever. Let me start with Drew Cain and Jason Morgan, because this situation is just tearing me apart. Drew is finally standing his ground and making it clear to Jason that he wants Danny Morgan kept far away from Little Scout Quartermain. Now, you and I both know the deep, complicated history between these two men. They share blood, they share memories, but they also share a whole lot of trauma. Drew is slowly recovering and getting his mobility back, and I think that vulnerability is making him fiercely protective of his daughter. He looks at Jason's dangerous world and simply says, "Enough is enough." It is so hard to watch family fracture like this, but from a father's perspective, you can completely understand why Drew wants to draw a line in the sand to protect his little girl. Speaking of danger, we really need to talk about Anna Devane and Britt Westbourne. Bless her heart, Anna is just not herself right now. We all know she has been secretly suffering from those terrible hallucinations of Peter August, and it is sending her down such a dark, destructive path. When Britt ends up in a tense clash with Anna, I honestly feared for Britt's safety. Anna is acting completely out of character, driven by this agonizing need for revenge against a ghost. But just when things look dire, in swoops Dr. Tristan Roberts. I have to admit, it is quite charming to see Tristan become an unexpected source of comfort for Britt. They started off entirely on the wrong foot, bickering like cats and dogs at the hospital, but seeing him rescue her from Anna's unpredictable wrath shows there might be a real spark there. It is like watching a classic romance unfold right before our eyes, and I am entirely here for it. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jax is dealing with her own family drama, and it is as thick as molasses. Jocelyn is absolutely convinced that her mother, Carly Spencer, has been stirring the pot behind the scenes. She suspects Carly pushed Jasper Jax into handing Jocelyn the chief executive officer position at his company. You know, Carly, she always means well and fiercely loves her children, but she simply cannot help but meddle. Jocelyn, however, is a strong, independent young woman who has worked so hard for her place at the WSB. She makes it abundantly clear that she is not about to abandon her hard-earned career just to run her father's empire. I just love seeing Jocelyn stand on her own 2 feet and set those boundaries, even if it causes a bit of friction with her mother. Now, let us get into the situation with Willow Cain, because this is where things get truly frightening. Jacinda Bracken has gone entirely too far by spiking Willow's drink. Lord have mercy. The panic I felt realizing that Willow was impaired while potentially being responsible for the children is just overwhelming. Jacinda's reckless plan puts innocent lives in jeopardy, and it is a miracle a terrible tragedy did not occur. Michael is absolutely horrified by this, and rightfully so. He finally sees the light and realizes he has to end things with Jacinda. She crossed a line that you simply do not cross when children are involved. Nina Reeves tries her absolute best to step in and play referee amidst all this chaos. We know Nina has a huge heart and always wants to fix broken situations, but this mess is far beyond her control. When Willow finally sobers up and realizes what Jacinda did to her, the sheer fury that unleashes is something to behold. Willow has always been such a sweet, forgiving soul, but being drugged and having her family put at risk completely changes a person. She goes on the warpath, seeking a kind of revenge that leaves even Michael stunned. Watching Willow transform into a woman who refuses to be a victim anymore is empowering, but it also makes me worry about the dark path she is walking down. She is facing threats from all sides now, and she is skating on very thin ice. Enter Jack Brennan. He has been growing so close to Nina, becoming her trusted confidant, and now he is stepping up to the plate. Brennan makes a very calculated offer, and it seems he might be willing to help take down Michael. The strategic partnership between Nina and Brennan is fascinating to watch. They are two incredibly smart people who know how to play the game, and I cannot help but wonder if this business arrangement is going to blossom into a genuine romance. They certainly have the chemistry for it. On a lighter but still deeply emotional note, Cody Bell is going to cross paths with Serena Baldwin. Finding out she is his half-sister is such a beautiful moment. Cody has been carrying the heavy burden of keeping secrets, especially regarding young James West and the truth about Cassius Faison. Seeing Cody get a chance to connect with his own blood and build a sibling relationship is exactly the kind of heartwarming story we need amidst all the town's chaos. It reminds us that family ties, no matter how unexpected, are the true heartbeat of Port Charles. While all this is happening, Drew is quietly putting his own plans into motion. Little Scout, feeling the weight of all the adult drama around her, ends up leaning on Rocco Falconeri for support. My heart just aches for Rocco. He is already dealing with so much trouble surrounding his involvement in the Ross Cullum shooting. He is just a boy carrying the heavy legacy of the Falconeri and Spencer families. Interestingly enough, Rocco also ends up crossing paths with Britt. After Britt reaches out to him, their meeting actually helps keep her away from another terrifying trap set by Anna Devane. It is amazing how these seemingly random connections in town end up saving lives. In another corner of the city, we have Sonny Corinthos making some massive life decisions. Sonny is actually planning his exit from the mafia world. After decades of ruling the underworld, he is looking toward a different future. This mirrors Jason's own recent choice to step away from the mob to focus on family. It is a monumental shift for the show. During all this transition, Jason turns to Carly and makes her his ultimate confidant. The bond between Jason and Carly is unbreakable. No matter who they are dating or what they are going through, they always find their way back to each other as best friends. It is comforting to see that some things in Port Charles never change. Over at the Quartermain Mansion, Tracy receives a completely unexpected request. You just know Tracy is going to handle whatever it is with her usual sharp tongue and fierce protectiveness over her family's legacy. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson is absolutely furious. I am sitting here wondering if her rage is directed at Curtis Ashford's recent verdict, or if it has to do with that terrifying stalker who has been sending her creepy gifts and letters. Trina has been through so much trauma, and it is heartbreaking to see her peace of mind shattered once again. The stalker situation is escalating, and I just pray she stays safe. Adding to Trina's stress is the complicated mess with her music career. Simon is relentlessly pushing Trina and Giovanni Palmieri to pretend they are a romantic couple for their marketing campaign. Simon simply will not take no for an answer, prioritizing fame and money over their actual feelings. This fake romance is causing a world of hurt for Emma Scorpio Drake, who is struggling deeply with jealousy and insecurity. Young love is hard enough without a marketing executive forcing a wedge between people. You just want to reach through the screen and give Emma a big hug. Then we have Hudson Parker, who is locking horns with Jocelyn over the entire chief executive officer debacle. Hudson is not backing down, and his determination leads him straight to Ava Jerome. Ava knows where all the skeletons are buried in this town, and Hudson needs her help to track down Delilah Wilson's baby. This search is opening a massive can of worms. All signs point to Hudson's quest, leading him right to Phoebe Chase, the precious little girl that Harrison Chase and Brooklyn Quartermain just adopted. Oh my goodness, the thought of Brooklyn and Chase having their happiness threatened after they fought so hard for that baby just breaks my heart into a million pieces. As if that was not enough, Nina is growing increasingly frantic about Willow's behavior. Nina sees the massive risks Willow is taking by going up against Michael. But Willow is a woman on a mission. She is even demanding that the investigation into Drew's shooting be reopened. Reopening that case could have devastating consequences and expose secrets that were meant to stay buried forever. You can feel the tension building, knowing that Willow's relentless pursuit of the truth might end up costing her everything she holds dear. Finally, we see Alexis Davis and Diane Miller bringing a brand new face into their law firm. Whenever these two brilliant legal eagles make a move, you know it is going to shake up the entire town. A new lawyer in Port Charles means new secrets, new alliances, and undoubtedly a whole lot of new drama in the courtroom. These upcoming weeks are going to be an emotional roller coaster filled with shocking revelations and heartbreaking confrontations. I am eagerly counting down the days to see how all these tangled webs unravel, and I know you are right there with me, waiting for every single detail.